Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie and welcome back. So, today I am talking about energy and vibrations and frequency. All right. We are in a collective transformation. And as you know, if you've been through a transformation on an individual level, you know that there is a phase of breaking down, dismantling, and then there's a phase of rebuilding. But in between that, things are very chaotic. It could be very heavy. Energy could be very heavy. And so I've gotten tons of calls, from clients and people that they are feeling the heaviness of this. And I thought is just a really good time for me to go ahead and do a podcast on energy, frequency, and vibrations. I talked about this in my masterclass, but I think it's a good time for me to do a podcast on it as well. So, how to keep your vibrations up. All right. Now, I'm going to break down vibrations, energy, and frequency because it's important to understand how it works. And so that you know that, I'm not pulling this out of the air, I'm going to talk about the law of vibration. This is one of the 7 hermetic principles. It is a divine universal law, all right, a law of nature. So, and it governs multiple dimensions, multiple realities. So it's not just us that have to abide by this, but in the cosmos and everywhere else. All right. So the law of vibration states that nothing is at rest, everything vibrates, including thoughts, emotions, and objects at a specific frequency. Okay. These vibrations create a resonance that attracts similar vibrations, which can influence our perceptions and experiences and circumstances. Emotions are our primary driver of our energetic frequency. All right. So that statement that I just said is so important. That law is important. We've heard of the law of attraction, but as you could see, it's stemming from the law of vibration. So let me read that again. All right. And this is a divine law, a universal law, a law of nature, a hermetic principle. Right. It governs all of reality, multiple dimensions, all over the cosmos. So not just us here in this dimension, this 3D dimension on Earth, it's governing other places, other realities, other planets. Okay. The law of vibration. Nothing is at rest. Everything vibrates, including thoughts, emotions, and objects at a specific frequency. These vibrations create a resonance that attracts similar vibrations, which can influence our experiences and circumstances and perceptions. Emotions are our primary driver of our energetic frequency. Okay. So everything vibrates. Although this highlighter that I have right here is very solid, at the atomic level, this is vibrating. Okay. So every person has a vibratory frequency. Every thought has a vibratory frequency. Every object and emotions have a vibratory frequency. All right. Now, before I go further, I want to share my screen so that I could also share something with you all. Okay. So you should be able to see that right there. This is vibrational scale of consciousness. All right. So as you could see to the left is our emotions, and then it gives you a vibratory frequency of that emotion. Okay. This is why it's so important to understand emotions. If we are energy at the basic atomic level, then our emotions is our primary driver because emotions is energy in motion. All right. So as you can see, at the very bottom is shame, all the way to the very top is enlightenment. And shame has a frequency of 20, and enlightenment has a frequency of 700 plus. All right. So as you can see, love, joy, peace, enlightenment is the highest vibrations of emotions that you can be vibrating at. Okay. Now, this says vibrational scale of consciousness. Emotions equal energy in motion. Energy vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction, and through the law of deservedness, you attract what you send out by the emotions you hold in your body. Okay, so if you are a person who cannot say no, you're a people pleaser, and you get a lot of guilt, you are all the way down there at a vibration of 30. And guess what? Because you are vibrating there, you are going to attract other people that is in resonance with that same guilt vibration. All right. It is so important for us to understand how important this law is. And it is law. It's not what I'm making up. It is law. All right. Now, with that being said, yep, I'm going to let you all know 7 steps to mastering emotions. All right. Gaining emotional intelligence and getting the best out of life was channeled messages, downloads for me to get this book out. It is for teenagers on up. This is literally a tool. It is here to increase the consciousness of humanity in a very, very simple way. But as you could see, emotions is what's driving your energetic frequency, your vibration, and what you're attracting to yourself. Okay. So it's so important to really, really, really understand that. And even with this body that's there, as you can see at the bottom is contracted. When you're in shame and guilt and fear, all those things that's down there, you're contracted. You know, you're kind of contracted. You can't express yourself well. You're not letting people in. You're not letting things out. You're contracted. But as you could see, as your vibrations rise, and you get expansive in love and peace and joy, you can express that. You're more open, right? You allow things to come to you. Okay. So it's so important to understand this. This is law. This is the law of vibration. And I have said on so many podcasts that we don't get the best out of life and we don't get the life we want because we don't know the law. We don't know the rules to play by. Okay, so you got to understand these divine laws. And I would recommend focusing on those 7 hermetic principles. Once you understand that and you live within this, whatever you want will come to you. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. And now that we understand, right, the law of vibration, I want to talk about how do you keep your vibration up? How do you keep that high vibration? Okay. And I'm going to share one more thing with you guys. Okay. All right. You should be able to see that as well. Okay. So how do you stay in those high vibrations of love, joy, peace, and enlightenment? Because let me tell you, it's a beautiful place to exist. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. I had a very supernatural experience of feeling divine love, those energies in my body, right? And it was definitely a supernatural experience. And since then, I have rebuilt my life to stay in that vibration day by day, moment by moment. Do you always stay there? No. But I have gotten a whole heck of a lot better by mastering my own personal emotions and also not allowing external things to sway my emotions. So when you become self-mastery over your own energetic field, there's not a whole lot outside of you that can can bring you down. So I really want you to see this range of emotions, okay? Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. How many people we know are full of pride? Courage. Okay, you're still just down there. You kind of get to neutrality, right? I think I tell people if you can't really get into the higher vibration, get neutral. Try to get neutral on a vibration. Willingness, acceptance. Acceptance will at least bring you there. Sometimes you can't control what's happening in your environment. Accept it, and at least you'll stay at a place that doesn't bring you down. Reason, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. And enlightenment is realizing that we are all one, right? We are literally millions of life forms representing one energy, right? I always say there's one energy here, but we are billions of life forms representing and expressing that one energy, okay? So this is so important for me to come out the box and explain what that means, okay? So how do we raise our vibrations, right? If we are in some of those lower energies, or how do we keep our vibrations up? I will tell you, it requires going within, not focusing on what you see external, okay? Because externally, you will be depressed every day, all right? There's wars, there's nothing but political agenda, everybody's fighting, everybody, just at war with each other. So if you look outside, it's not going to help you. You have to go within. You have to go within. All right. And so the things that I'm telling you today are things that you have to do the work yourself. It's not necessarily, I could give you all the tools. I think coaches could give you tools. I think therapists could give you tools, but you have to do the work. These are things that you have to actually take the time to do the work. All right. So I'm going to start number one with high vibrational foods. All right. Yes, if we are going to talk about vibration, we have to understand how energy breaks down. Okay. So energy, and this is law of physics, cannot be destroyed nor created. It only changes forms, right, and can be transferred. So these vibrations that you hold in your body, you can only transfer them. You could change them, right? We could go up and down that scale, but you cannot create nor destroy energy, right? So when food break down, food should be giving you energy, right? It should not be depleting your energy when it breaks down, right? Um, we have to eat food that's grown in the sun. Okay, it's very important. I'm not saying that's all you should eat. I'm saying you should have majority of the food that you're eating should be grown in the sun. So that should be fruit, vegetables, anything whole grains, things that are grown in the sun and naturally in the soil. So all the processed foods, things in boxes and cans and chips and soda and things that are heavily processed, it's not good for you, and it is depleting your energy, therefore causing your vibrational frequency to lower. Okay, so you wonder why emotionally you're moody or you're depressed, but you don't have a good diet. Okay, it is so important. So high vibrational foods is really important. Like this really affects your energy level, how you vibrate, and therefore what you attract back to you. Okay. Like I said, it's important for us to understand how energy works. A lot of people hear me all the time talking about energy, frequency, and vibration. This is not anything I'm making up. This is the law. I have just learned how to master these laws and make them work in my life. And not only that, I understand that it is to help us evolve in consciousness. Okay. So things that I'm saying, it is to help evolve consciousness. So we have to understand energy. at a very deep level in order to maintain your vibration. Okay. And so for the people who's always tired, just always burnt out, just always fatigued, right? There's a simple law: energy in is energy out. Okay. So if you are always tired, are you replenishing the energy that you're spending? Okay. So if you have to go to work, then you have your side gig, then you have your kids, then you have your husband, and you have this social gathering, and you have another social gathering, and you have all these things and all this energy that you're pushing out to people and to, habits and things. What energy are you taking back in to replenish you? What's feeding you? Okay. So remember, it's pretty simple. Energy in is energy out. What you spend in energy, you have to supply back to you. All right. And I believe we could live long, healthy lives and replenish ourselves because it's nothing but energy expenditure. So if you maintain your energy at a high level, there's no reason why you shouldn't live long, healthy lives. Okay. We are dying young and we're dying of dis-ease because we don't understand the law. We don't understand the law, so we don't understand how to take care of ourselves. Okay. So you have to understand energy and how it works. All right. Nature. This is my favorite. Nature has an infinite amount of energy, okay, in an abundant amount of energy. What humans do when humans are feeling down on themselves, they're feeling low in their energy, they have a low vibration, what they do is they either dump on a friend, dump on a spouse, dump on a child, right? And then they're depleting that person. So you had a bad day and you feeling bad about your day. So you call up your girlfriend and you dump on her. And now guess what? She's feeling the exact same energy and emotions that you are feeling. Okay. So nature allows us to replenish our energy without dumping and stealing energy from our fellow humans. All right. So in nature, trees have an abundance of energy. Think about it. Trees have their roots so deep in the earth and they come up so high, growing towards the sun. So trees, get around trees. They have tons of energy. Um, grounding. Grounding is when you put your bare feet or your bare palms on the surface of the earth. So that is going outdoors with no shoes on and letting the soles of your feet, all right, touch the bare earth. And what that does is it neutralizes your energy with the energy of the earth. Because guess what? Mother Earth also has energy. She also has energy. All right. Look up the Schumann resonance. That's pretty much the energy and the vibration of the earth. We call it the Schumann resonance. So when you go barefoot and you just put your soles or your palms, that's why gardening is really, really good to replenish your energy. What happens is you have electrons and protons in your body, but sometimes these electrons and protons get out of balance. All right. Protons carry a positive charge. So what happens is the electrons from the earth come in and balance out those protons in the body for a balance. All right. So through the soles of your feet, you are transferring electrons from your body to the earth, from the earth to your body, and back and forth. And what it does is it comes in and it balances those protons and those electrons out in your body so that you can get back in balance, at least at a neutral place, resonating with the earth. Okay, so grounding is very, very important, wonderful way to raise your vibration. Get into a body of water. The ocean is amazing. You could literally plunge your entire body, your head on down, into that ocean and cleanse. Okay. The ocean is cleansing, so cleansing. It's a great way to cleanse your energy and to raise that vibration. Release emotions into the water, release it. You don't have to go and release it or dump on your family, your child, or your friends, or your spouse. Okay. Um, Another thing is what you listen to, okay? The music you listen to is so important. A lot of the music is very low vibrational, extremely low vibrational. And a good way to tell if music is agreeing with you in balance and harmony is, does it calm your nervous system or does it make your nervous system erratic? So when you're listening to the beat or you're listening to the hook or whatever of that music, does it calm your nervous system or does it make your nervous system erratic? All right. Because a calm nervous system is peace, right? Love, joy. We're trying to be in those high vibrations, all right? But a lot of music is not there. It's just not there. So you have to be very careful with what you're listening to. And not just music, everything you're listening to, the news, be very careful with what you allow other people to tell you as well. All right. If there is information and I'm getting and it's not agreeing with my balance, my frequency, I don't accept it. And I'm going to talk about protecting your energy because that's important. Because what's the point of raising your vibration if you don't know how to protect it and all it does is just drop back down? Okay, so protecting your energy is so important. All right. So be very careful with what you allow yourself to take in with your ears. Okay. Because in thoughts, remember, the law of vibration says that nothing rests, that thoughts, objects, and emotions are vibrating at a specific frequency. And if it's in a resonance, you will attract that same thing back to you. So when you are in thoughts of anger, pride, jealousy, guilt, shame, apathy, all those low vibrations, you are going to attract that to you. Okay. So be very careful what you allow others to deposit into you. It's extremely important. Okay. And then I'll tell you a step further is that if you're dealing with, very intense emotions, I really want you to take some time to assess what are your thoughts, because our thoughts create the emotion. The thought comes first, the emotion comes next. Okay. And I explain that a whole lot in 7 Steps to Mastering Emotions, because sometimes we're in a funk. We're in a funk and we don't even know why. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? What is that thought, that story you're playing in your mind? That's why you're in a funk. So you have to look at your thoughts. All right. It is crucial to your vibration and your frequency. Okay. Environments. Be very careful with environments. I'm so big on environments. I'm big on peace. I love all my environments to be in peace, whether I'm at home, whether I'm at work, whether, I'm just in the grocery store. Like I even grocery shop on certain days because I don't like crowds, because I like peaceful environments, right? I don't like environments that's chaotic and hectic. So, my club days are over, because it's the music's too loud, it's too pump, it's too many people, and you take in all that energy. So though I'm very sensitive to those types of environments. So watch your environment as well. You are taking in that energy. And if it's a low vibration environment, you're going to feel that. And that could be anything. It could be a room in your house. You know, some rooms hold energy. If there was a room in your house and you were in an abusive relationship and you and your partner argued all the time, that room, you know, it got very physical, very violent. That room is holding energy. Okay. And when you walk in that room, you're going to feel a drop in your energy. Okay. Everything, objects, people, thoughts, and emotions hold energy because we're always vibrating. Nothing is at rest. Nothing is at rest. All right. So that's so important. Okay. So understand the frequency. All right. Um, master your reactions to external stimuli, especially when you do not have within your direct power, and I mean direct power, like I have the power right now to change this, then you should really control your reaction to it. Okay. Control your reactions to external stimuli. There's a lot of stuff right now that's taking part in the collective, in our collective environment, and it is affecting people majorly. It's affecting people big time. So please, please be aware of your reactions to external stimuli that you yourself cannot directly in this moment change. Okay. So that also means do not get overburdened by the problems of your friends and your family members. You know, give your seed, give help where you can, give your compassion. But remember, it is not our job to heal anyone. We give them the tools, we give them everything, but we do not heal them, nor do we have to take on the burden, because their problem will become your problem. It's only a matter of time, because that's how energy flows. Remember, transfer, shape, change shape, right? And we know that if if your friend, right, comes to you and they had a terrible day, right, it was just a terrible day at work, they were frustrated, nothing went right that day, they come back to you at the end of the day and they tell you the story. If you get so down into their story, now you're experiencing that same experience of emotions. You're going to take on the burden of what happened in their day. And that's not our jobs to do. Okay. So be very cautious, very mindful of how you're reacting to the issues of people that are in your life. Okay. Because remember, we're all here in this dimension, and some of us are doing better at our tests because we're within the law. And you got some people who are just so lost on the journey because they're lost. They don't understand the law. They don't know nothing about the law, nor do they want to. And that's not necessarily our responsibility, because they're not taking it upon themselves to figure out, why does this keep happening in my life? Why is this happening? Why I keep attracting the same person? Why am I in this funk? Why am I in this depression? Why I can't kick this, right? So again, as humans, it is our human duty to be compassionate, to empathize, to help when we can, right? We should help when we can, but it's not our job to take on the burden. And that's how you protect your energy, okay? So another way to raise your vibration is, of course, meditation, all right? Meditation doesn't mean, you're just sitting there with your eyes closed and you just, you're trying to just wait for something to come. Sometimes meditation is meditating on what's happening in your life, literally looking at it, all right? If I am in this shame and guilt emotion, why? Where does it stem from? All right. And then that takes me into a whole nother modality of healing, of unprogramming the subconscious mind. Okay. And I'll do another podcast on the subconscious mind because it has to be broken down so that you could understand it. But a lot of times, our reactive emotions is because it's reactionary because it's a program that is in our subconscious mind. Okay. So a lot of times we're programmed from the age of 0 to 7 by our parents, our environment, what we saw in our household, whatever culture we were brought up, whatever religion we were brought into, all of these things program our mind. Okay. And if we're not conscious of how we're responding moment by moment, we'll just react because that's the program. And we're not even thinking about it or trying to actually come up with a response. We're just reacting. So it's so important to dig in that subconscious layer of your mind. And I'll tell you, the subconscious mind is 90% of who you are because the subconscious mind is really the journey of the soul. That's the biggest part of our lifetime, right? Is the soul, refining the soul. So as we're refining the soul, we're refining what's in the subconscious layer of the mind. And one of the universal principles, all right, is that the universe is mind, the universe is mental. So you have to know that everything that your entire life is based on how you think in your mind. All right. So we're going to be breaking this down because I want people to win at life, win at this earth classroom, win at this game. Because let me tell you, it's a game. But once you wake up knowing that it's a game, you understand what the rules are, and then you play the rules, and then you create your own game. That's when you become that co-creator and you're in the flow with the energy of the divine. And you're not going against it. Because when you're going against the flow, that's when life is hard. You ever tried to swim upstream? Well, that's what it feels like. It's hard. You feel like you're drowning. You're out of breath. Things are piling up on top of you. People that are going downstream, they're just swimming by you really fast. Everything in their life is coming to them like this, and you're just trying to swim upstream. You're trying to swim upstream. That's because you're out of alignment with the law, the universal law. Okay. So, and the last one I want to talk about is sit in silence. Okay. Silence is so important because it will show you the thoughts, the emotions that you have, that you're expressing. And you just have to be okay with saying, you know what, I'm frustrated right now. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I am going to just start over. All right. And taking deep breaths. That's another very important way to raise your vibration because what taking a deep breath is, and I'll tell you, you want to take a deep breath where your tummy extends out, okay? And you're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? And what that breath does, it literally resynchronizes your entire body, all of your cells, all of your organs, with the rhythm of your heart, and it tells your organs that all is well. We are in sync. We are in sync with the main organ of manifestation, which is the heart. Okay? And your emotions flow from your heart most of the time. Okay? When your emotions of love and joy and peace flowing from your heart, as a heart's desire, okay, that's when you manifest quickly because our emotions is our manifesting superpower. But we have to understand how it all works. We have to understand vibration, frequency, and energy. All right. So this is super important to understand and to know. This is not new age, is not. This is eons of time. This is what our ancestors knew. Way before the Bible came, way before religion came, they studied the stars, they studied the earth, they studied the seasons. They studied astronomy, right? They knew all this. They knew how the laws of nature worked. All right. So this is our birthright. This knowledge is our birthright, and this is how we regain our own sovereignty. This is how we regain our own consciousness, our own knowledge, and this is how we become our own creators, right? So understand this law, the law of vibration, and how to keep your vibrations high, okay? Because you will also manifest everything you fear, all right? So just keep that in mind. That's all I have. All right, guys. This has been another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. I just finished talking about energy, vibrations, and frequency, and how to keep your vibrations high. I'm going to show you this one last time, all right, before I end this, because this is huge. This is so important, okay? Emotions is energy in motion. Energy vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction. Everybody talks about the law of attraction, law of attraction, law of attraction, but nobody really understands that this is stemming from the law of vibration. And through the law of deservedness, you attract what you send out by the emotions you hold in your body. Okay, so those emotions, energy in motion. Emotion is our main driver of the energetic field that we have. All right, so your emotions range from shame, which is very low vibrating, all the way to enlightenment, which is the highest vibration. All right, so, and you will attract to you every single time where you are vibrating at. Okay, so I wanted to put this back up because that's so important, guys. The law of vibration. Keep your vibrations high. It's important right now. It's so important. And the thing is, people are getting off. They're getting off track. You know, they're missing their mission and their calling because we're being distracted and we're being manipulated emotionally. Master your emotions. It is your manifesting superpower. All right. So that's all I got, guys. Take care. And until next time, I'm wishing you guys lots of love, lots of light, lots of peace, lots of balance, and lots of harmony. Take care.